Assalamu alaikum. Hello YouTube. Hello YouTube. For those of you who are new to my channel, my name is Kaya and welcome to Africa hashtag Here I Come. And today's topic is going to be about, do you believe in reptilians? Do you believe in reptilians? Okay. As for myself, I do. I do. Now, I was looking at TV. It was like early in the morning, but I'm a night owl, so I'm always up late. I don't go to bed until like 5 or 24, sometimes 7. However, I've always been like that. I just, number one, I like the fact that Earth and the community is everything is settled. Why? I love that. And secondly, I don't feel safe. Maybe one day I can talk about that as a topic, but all right, I'll leave that alone. But like I said, I don't feel safe. So I've always felt like this since I was like about 10. No, about 8, something like that. Yeah. Anyway, moving on. So I had the TV on, and I just had it on just for sound. If you watch my previous videos, you heard me mention that I like to just have the television on just for sound because I live alone, and it makes me feel like somebody's in the apartment. So I'm looking, and I just happened to glimpse, and I'm looking, and I said, "Oh my God, shh, this lady neck, this is not human." And I said, "Okay, well, the news is always, manipulative and shrewd, but to others, not to me. It is still good." However, so I said they'll repeat it again. So it came on again. And I jumped up, because my TV is on the wall, so I jumped up on the edge of my bed, zoomed my camera in, and took photos of the lady neck. She is I think, the weather girl, weather alien, or whatever. But, yeah, I'm going to be posting and showing some, like 3 or 4 clips, maybe more, of her neck. And look at the person next to you, especially if they old, look at their neck and look at the photo I'll be posting. However, so back to the reptilians. They look, to me, they look more like snakes, frogs, leprechauns, and a gargoyle. And these are people, like, in form like me. And I have encountered where I would be standing in front of a person or walking by a person and looking past their eyes, because your eyes is the gate to your soul, whether you want to believe it or not. It's the gate, but that's what's being told. I feel like it's the soft spot in our head that is an entry or an exit, one or the other. I got to do a little bit more research on that, but it's most definitely about the soft spot. So I don't know if it enters or comes out, or we'll work with the eyes. I'm not sure, but however, I looked. And I was scared. And I wouldn't see these entities all the time. It's like, ever since then, it was like every so many months or something like that. So a lot of times, I try not to look at people when I'm talking to them. Because I don't want to be seeing some of the stuff that I be seeing. I don't want to see that, but I just know that it's not good, and sometimes I know it is good, and then hold it. A lot of times I go through and went through a lot of things in my life because I'm curious. I be wanting to learn, the characteristics and spirits and things like that. Call me weird. So a lot of times I get myself caught up because I'm being curious, but I'm so wise. However, so I've seen them, and it was real scary. I even one day I was in church, this thought came to me, you know, the demons was like, yo, start ripping it up. So instead of hitting the female in church, I just remember words, and I just wanted it to go, the bad thoughts to go away, that I just started saying what I thought I was saying in tongues, when I was home tarrying and stuff like that. So all of a sudden the evangelist came and touched my head. And when I say it was a force of energy I have never experienced in my whole entire life. I have never experienced that. So, mind you, my tongue is on fire. I don't know what I'm saying. And I'm just, I don't know. All of a sudden, the lady, the evangelist's eyes turned black. When I say black, you see no whiteness. I don't know that part of the eye. I'm sorry. So I'm like, yo, like, and I know that I was looking at her like, I don't know what I was saying, but whatever was in her, that, and whatever good spirit was in me, it could have been ancestors, my guardian angels, I don't know anything about the spiritual realm or like that, only the things that I experienced. And they knew each other basically. And I'm the way I move in my head, it was like I was cursing her out. And the Bible also says, do not boldly rebuke one. You know what I mean? And they couldn't believe. Now, mind you, one thing about me, when I'm into something, I'm good at what I'm into. If I'm not good at it, because I'm not really into it. And maybe at first I was, because I'm like that. I guess that's the Leo in me. The whole entire Leo. Because remember, both of my parents Leos, and so am I. So maybe that's the Leo in me. But I get bored. If I get bored, I don't want to do it no more. I don't care if I had a passion for it or not. I'll go back to it. Especially if things aren't moving the way I want it to move. So I got to work on that. But I just could not believe. I forgot what I was saying, but I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. I said her eyes turned black, yo. I mean black. Black. I don't know what that was, but that was not a good thing. Your eyes reflect your soul. But I was talking to a neighbor one day, and she was like, yo, you got contacts on? And I was like, no. Why you ask me that? She was like, because your eyes just turn colors. I said, what you mean? And she wasn't the first person that ever told me that. I'm really a good person. I'm a little cocky. Oh yes, I can be very cocky. But I'm a sweetheart. If I'm acting funny towards a person, that's because my gift tuned in and picked up something that wasn't right. Period. And I don't like unjust people. I don't like shady people. I'm not into all that lying and all of that. She was inspiring me to want to be a pastor, because I felt like me getting saved under her, that meant something, And one day I seen a gold ball over her head, and the Most High said, this is the one who has to, help me, you know what I'm saying, do what I need to do, get where I need to get spiritually. But however, she had no answer. And mind you, the spirit had already told me she knew the answer. I said, oh, well, because when the evangelist boldly rebuked me, which the Bible says do not boldly rebuke one, her eyes turned all black. And the lady did nothing. It was another time, the same evangelist, I was in church. And my ear was, when I say my ear was on fire, it's not like when the spirit touch you, when the Most High, the universe touch you, it's not like, it's a burning feeling. Oh yes, I be feeling my skin like, and it be warm and everything, but it's not like an actual fire. And it was just burning and burning, and I'm like, okay, well, what are you saying? And I'm like, dang, well, maybe I'm not paying close enough attention. And I was doing it for a long time. I mean, it was so annoying that my ear began to get numb, and I just wanted to rip my ear off my face, like. And she watching me the whole time, so she takes me out in the foyer, disturbing the spirit, mind you. She said, what did he say? And I sat there for a while, for not a minute. I don't even think it was a minute. It could have been a minute or a little over a minute. And, he was like, no matter what, I still love you. So that, if I'm not mistaken, that happened before she boldly rebuked me for my husband, because I'm that type of woman. Like, your homeboys trying to holler, they all staring and everything. I'm saying something. Dead ass. I'm straight saying something. I don't even play those games. So I told my husband that his friend was trying to holler. So he approached the guy or whatever. So one day I'm walking, because, I be getting saved, not smoking weed and drinking, and doing all kinds of stuff, I got obsessed with shopping. So I'm walking, and he seen me, and he gave me this look. And after he gave me that look, everybody that was walking by looked like zombies. Like, it was like The Walking Dead, but their clothes wasn't ripped up, but they were very, like, worn, like, raggedy. It wasn't torn. And they were walking in slow-mo, and I'm like, oh my goodness. And the spirit let me know, you need to get out of here. And, because I was having dreams of bullfrogs. I mean, a lot of them. Like, a lot of them. Because a lot of people at the church didn't really like me, because they couldn't believe how somebody like me that came from the lifestyle that I was living got saved in 6 months. That's what I was saying earlier. When I'm focused on something, I'm good at it. If I'm not good at it, that's because I'm just doing it. So I was really in the church, like, hard. I was cursing. I was, trying to get angry like that. And if I would separate myself. I was Miss Goody Two Shoe. Woo! Miss Goody Two Shoe. Okay? I couldn't even believe it. And I was really proud of myself. And that's why I took the plea and pleaded guilty for a crime that wasn't my fault. All I was doing was defending myself. That's all I was doing, But by the spirit telling me I needed to get away and all them bullfrogs, and then his cousin had bust me in my head. He set me up and watched his cousin and allowed her to bust me in my head. So I had to mace her up, beat her up, and then I had a brick by my door, because I'm the type, wherever I live at, there's weapons all over. You won't even see it. is there, but I know it's there and I know what I can do with it. So I grabbed it, and the Most High was like, "Don't do it." Okay. And I said, "Okay." If the spirit would have told me that, I would have bust her head wide open. She was already laced up; she couldn't even see. Damn, he my husband, and he doing this. He was just angry because we turned on Jeopardy, and my husband know all that. Okay, but he's too smart for his own good, and he arrogant, and that's not good either. He don't, as much as he read the word, he don't even realize that the Most High can't work with you. So you know, um, he was talking about me in the church and lying to people, telling them stuff because he felt like, oh, I brought you to this church. I know more about the word than you. I'm smarter than you. Like, all of these things, he felt like he was supposed to get it first. But when I kept saying, look, come tarry with me, come tarry with me, he didn't want to tarry. He was like, nah, I'm all right. Mind you, I was fasting. And when I fast, I don't eat when the sun go down and none of that, or however it go. I just don't eat at all. I don't eat at all. At all. So I was fasting for Israel, I was fasting for the world, I was fasting for church. When I fast, I barely fast for me, and when I do, I just say Most High, put the fast wherever, because because I end up asking for something and you're not specific about it, and then sometimes we forget that we asked for it, and we get it years later, and then all of a sudden we don't want it. It's the wrong time for us, but so it's so we think it's so when it comes to fasting and I want something, a lot of times, I count on two hands, since 2007. But most of my fans for other people, things like that. So, yeah, but yes, I do believe in reptilians. I really, really do. I mean, that's what I'm trying to figure out, is that what the white people are they reptilians? But I've seen, those faces in white people too. And white people, like, when they're really, really evil and demonic, like, it's so vivid to me. Like, that's why when I be looking at the news and stuff, and they be like, oh, well, yeah, they show a picture of that person. And I'm like, how the hell they didn't catch on to this? How they didn't see? You could see looking at the person. But then I got to realize that everybody don't have the same in. Everybody can't see what I see. Everybody can't feel what I feel. And I have to realize that, because I be snapping on people like, how the you don't know? Like, and I have to remind myself, like, their gift is something else. You know what I'm saying? And this is you. So, whatever. But I'm going to go on that note. I know that was an air full of things. But I figured I'd share my spiritual encounters with the Most High. Also, it was another time where my husband went to work. This one I used to sleep in the daytime a lot and be up all night. So I think I was off that day. I don't think I had to work or had school. And I just went to sleep. I was still asleep. So I wake up. First of all, I heard my name. I heard my name a couple of times. So I woke up and I'm like, huh? So I didn't hear nothing after that. So I'm like calling my husband. He not even in the house. Mind you, that was the Most High waking me up. So I went back to sleep. Woke up, having to look on the floor, like waking up, I just wake up and I was laying on my stomach. And I seen this different language on my floor. And I'm like, I know this nigga did not, because mind you, I had this townhouse before I even met my husband. So he was staying in my place. So I'm like, I know he didn't just write on my floor. Like, that's evil. Like, what? I was flipping. Like, so I'm like, nah, I must be dreaming. So I went back to sleep, woke up, a little while later, still on my floor. But went back to sleep, woke up, and I think like the third or fourth time, that's when it disappeared. And then, so I'm like, yo, that's crazy. No. So then I got up. I said, hold up, what is this? So I walked in my walk-in closet. It was all in my closet, from my bed all the way. And I'm like, what in it? And the only thing I can remember is this sheet. But when I looked a while ago, it meant something else, but I can't remember. But when I tried to find it again, I couldn't. And then also Leo. You know, that's like a Leo sign, but that's all I can remember. Like it was like lines. Like, but then they had sheets. But I'm like, what in the world? So I was like, yo, nah, let me lay back down. And that's when I laid down and woke up and it was gone. Like, I was like, yo, that's crazy. Yo, that was like, but I stepped in it. I was curious. The Most High said stepped in it. And then like 2 weeks later, that's when I started speaking in tongues. So that was real weird. It was an experience. I was laying in the bed with my husband, and I don't know why I slept on my back, but I was. I don't know how I ended up on my back. So I end up waking. I feel like all this under here. I feel all of this being pulled, and when I say, yo, it was more than 10. It was more than 10 feet. It was from my bed to my door. Well, I wouldn't say 10, but it was a couple of feet. And all I can feel was all this. So I'm scared and I'm like trying to call G, you know, when I was stupid saying the name Jesus. You know, I'm trying to call his name and nothing. And I'm like, oh my God, this is what I'm saying then. So I'm like, oh, I can't move or nothing. I'm like, please just let me, telling my brain, just let me touch my husband. Let me just touch him so he can wake up and help me. And I just couldn't, and my tongue was just being pulled. So I'm like, oh my God, the demons, they trying to kill me. Like, I was freaking out. I couldn't really breathe because I'm starting to have anxieties now. Like, I went to bed and I was moving. You know, I get paralyzed. I started getting paralyzed since 2006 or 7. And I'm like, oh my God. So all of a sudden, I was able to move. And I waking my husband up and I'm trying to tell him what happened. And then, so that was crazy. So, the next day, my husband was like it was like past 5 o'clock. He was like, yo, baby, you ain't cursed all day. And I was like, I sure enough did. From that day forward, everything filthy that I had ever done with my mouth, I had no longer had desires for. No smoking, no drinking, nothing. Okay? Nothing. Anything demonic that I had in my possession, I'm talking about videotapes, all kinds of things, went straight in the trash, like thousands of dollars of stuff. You know, because I was trying to sell it in the Most High was like, if I don't want you doing it, why are you going to give it to my children? You know, so I'm like, oh, no problem. Throw everything in the dumpster. So, you know, but that was another encounter, spiritual encounter. Like I had more, but you know, I said that this would be the last one. So, but if you get paralyzed in your sleep, because I hear that, oh, it's evil. Well, if it's evil, why did I wake up the next day and from that day forth until I started backsliding, didn't do anything filthy with my mouth? Why? Why did I stop cursing? Why did I stop smoking marijuana? You know, why did I stop doing those other things with my mouth? You know what I'm saying? The curse and then all it. Why was it going if it's so evil? So, you know, my paralyzed encounter. I'm gonna be there. That's for another topic. But yeah. So I'm gonna close with that. But like I said, leave a comment if you can relate, and if you get paralyzed in your sleep, if you believe in reptilians and so forth. Have you seen any? When you look at people, do you see another face other than the face that they walk around with? Stay safe. Wear your mask. Wash your hands. Not with just water, with some sanitizer, with some soap. But one thing about that sanitizer, you gotta remember you can't use too much of it. And it's good to switch over because your skin will get immune to it and it will be non-effective. So you want to go back and forth between washing and sanitizer. Okay, even going to regular soap like bar soap, washing your hands. Just want to put that out there. You use the alcohol or the peroxide. You just have to switch it up. You know, that's like when you're taking medicine. That, you know, once your body get immune to it, it's not effective anymore. And that's like that with your skin as well.